Look at this. There's a difference between an assistant and a replacement. Till now, AI was the assistant, helpful, fast, and reactive. But that era just ended, because the latest AI tools don't wait for your command. They show up uninvited, act on their own, and outperform the humans they were meant to support. They're not just automating work, they're making the worker irrelevant. Most people still think of AI as a passive tool, something that needs human direction, a glorified calculator with voice capabilities. But what if that assumption is outdated? What if AI no longer needs you to steer it? Because right now, in tech labs across the world, a new breed of AI is stepping forward, not waiting to be prompted, but taking action on your behalf. And not just in code or research. We're talking meetings, hiring, live streaming, filmmaking, even real-time decisions inside companies. In this video, we'll show you how that shift is already happening. From an AI teammate that literally joins your calls uninvited, to a digital clone that outsold its human creator, and a new video model that may outclass everything Google has built. You'll see how AI isn't just improving. It's replacing, quietly, completely, and faster than most people realize. And this isn't theory. These aren't concepts still stuck in a lab. These tools are shipping, live, and already reshaping how we meet, work, shop, and create. As Sam Altman, CEO of OpenAI, put it during a recent podcast interview with his brother Jack,
"We're entering a world where the best AI doesn't just assist, it decides. That shift is bigger than most companies are ready for." On The Logan Bartlett Show.
Let's dive in. The AI that joins your meetings before you do. Meet Proactor. It's not another chatbot, it's not a note taker. It's a fully proactive AI teammate. And it may be the first of its kind. Proactor doesn't wait to be asked. It joins your Zoom or Google Meet on its own, listens to everything being said, and takes action instantly. No prompt needed, no button pressed. Someone casually mutters, "We should probably turn that into a Jira ticket." And before the sentence ends, Proactor has already created it, assigned it, and posted the summary into chat. This thing doesn't just process what you say. It remembers what was discussed last month. It recalls who promised what. It knows which follow-ups were ignored and which ones actually got done. The architecture behind it is built for what they call global context perception. That means it doesn't forget. Ever. They've layered in a memory stack that spans multiple meetings, so you could ask, "Did we ever choose a vendor for the new seat migration?" And Proactor won't just give you an answer. It'll tell you the reasoning behind the choice and who was responsible. And it's not just for tech teams. The use cases are stacking up fast. Sales reps get real-time cards with personalized responses while talking to prospects. Recruiters see instant comparisons between a candidate's answers and the job spec. Students in a lecture get live links to relevant resources. Journalists can ask questions mid-call and get verified citations without leaving the conversation. The company behind Proactor says it's here to kill the graveyard of forgotten meeting notes. Instead of a wall of text showing up in your inbox an hour after a meeting ends, Proactor feeds you bite-sized nudges in real time. That means fewer tasks get lost in the ether, and more actually get done. Even the branding is aggressive. Their landing page doesn't ask for feedback. It demands you join the waitlist now, and promises Proactor will lead the conversation, not follow. Whether or not it lives up to that hype in the wild is something we'll have to test, but the ambition is crystal clear. This is no assistant. This is a teammate that moves faster than you, never forgets, and doesn't ask permission. But if that sounds intense, it's nothing compared to the battle heating up behind the scenes. The corporate war for the brains building this future. The $100 million talent war between OpenAI and Meta. What's the going rate for top-tier AI talent in 2025? Apparently, it's north of $100 million. That's what Meta's offering to lure engineers away from OpenAI. Not as a joke, not as a package with stock that vests over a decade, as real, upfront, 9-figure offers. And here's the wild part. Those offers are being rejected. OpenAI CEO Sam Altman confirmed it during a podcast interview. Meta has been aggressively targeting OpenAI's core team, especially for their new superintelligence division, led by Alexander Wang, former CEO of Scale AI. Meta spent over $14 billion acquiring Wang's company, and now they want to build a team that can match or beat GPT-level systems. The only problem? No one's biting. Altman described it like this.
We know Meta's putting out insane offers, but people here believe in the mission. And honestly, I think they believe OpenAI is going to build something bigger than a paycheck can match. On Jack Altman Podcast, April 2025.
Meta's strategy isn't subtle. They reportedly went after lead researcher Noam Brown and Google Brain veteran Korore Kavukulu. Both said no. Meanwhile, OpenAI co-founder John Schulman left for Anthropic. DeepMind talent is scattering, and each lab is trying to win the loyalty war with a slightly different pitch. Safety, speed, scale, or vision. But one thing is clear, this isn't about salaries anymore, it's about legacy. The people building the next frontier of AI know how powerful their work is, and how high the stakes are. If you're enjoying this kind of inside access into AI's power struggle, hit like. It lets us know you want more content like this and helps get the video in front of more people. Now, if you thought money and memory were the only battlegrounds here, think again. Because across the world, a new kind of AI just did something most people would call impossible. It outperformed a human by becoming one. The AI clone that outperformed its creator. In China, something happened that feels like science fiction. A live streamer named Luo Yonghao, one of the country's top e-commerce influencers, just got outperformed by his own AI clone. During a 6-hour marathon stream, over 13 million people tuned in to watch Luo pitch 133 products ranging from high-end baijiu liquor to budget gadgets. Viewers laughed at his jokes, followed his signature gestures, and bought in droves, racking up over $7.5 million in product sales. Except Luo wasn't there. He was somewhere else, sipping tea. The entire event was hosted by a fully AI-generated digital twin. Built using BU's Ernie Stack Tech, the avatar copied everything: his voice, his facial expressions, even his habit of tapping the table when making a point. And it worked. The AI version didn't just hold attention, it crushed the real Luo's previous live numbers, beating them in less than half the time. It wasn't a one-off stunt either. BU claims that over 100,000 AI-generated digital humans are now live across China's massive live commerce platforms. They don't need rest. They don't need lighting breaks. They never flub their lines or catch a cold. And for brands, that's an unbeatable combo. On average, companies using AI hosts are cutting broadcasting costs by more than 80%. Transaction volumes are up 62%. Entire virtual storefronts are now operating 24/7 with flawless brand delivery, outfit changes, and even regional accents on demand. The numbers behind this are mind-blowing. In just 4 years, China's live commerce market exploded from $61 billion in 2019 to nearly $700 billion in 2023. And AI is pushing it further. BU's own UCN platform reported a 200% jump in gross merchandise value last year. Their AI stream count? It grew 11 times. After the event, Luo posted on Weibo,
Watching a digital version of me sell better than I ever could was dizzying. It mimicked me too well. I'm proud and unnerved at the same time. On Weibo post, Luo Yonghao,
the uncanny valley is shrinking. Shoppers still say they prefer real hosts. But the gap is closing. Frame-by-frame analysis is now required to spot the differences, like the occasional beer sip that doesn't show a throat swallow. And even that glitch, just a version update away from disappearing. There's still a trust issue. People connect to personalities, but once the real person endorses their digital twin, and the clone performs just as well or better, the economics become impossible to ignore. Think about it. One avatar, zero burnout, flawless execution, and perfect compliance with every marketing script. It's not just live streaming that's vulnerable, it's every job that relies on presence, charisma, or personal brand. And if AI can already outperform a top-tier influencer, what happens when it moves into storytelling, performance, or even filmmaking? That's not a hypothetical, it's already here. Video generation just hit Hollywood levels. AI-generated video used to be clumsy, melting faces, stiff motion, and scenes that looked more like fever dreams than films. But Haluo 02 just flipped that. Built by Shanghai-based startup Miniax, this model now ranks second globally in video AI. beating Google's VO3 and trailing just behind ByteDance's Cancy. And it's not just hype. Haluo 2 outputs clean 1080p video with realistic movement and cinematic camera work that doesn't feel robotic. The prompts are dead simple. A dragon flying past a misty mountain gives you just that. No prompt hacking, no retrees. You get smooth motion, natural lighting, and continuity between frames. Even better, it listens to direction. With built-in director presets, you can tell it to pan left, push in, or tilt down, and it does. All with pro-level results. Scenes with lava rivers or complex textures still hit limits, but the motion holds and the realism is leaps ahead of most diffusion-based systems. Miniax also added an S2V mode, upload a photo, and it builds a scene around it. Tracking movement naturally, it's already being used for short-form social clips, trailers, and product promos. On the app stores, it's blowing up. Ratings sit between 4.8 and 4.9 stars, and the Focal Zone blog nailed it.
This is the model you choose when you need movement, when you need a scene to feel alive.
Founded by ex-SenseTime engineers and backed by Alibaba and Tencent, Miniax is dropping daily updates under the hashtag MiniaxWeek. And they're not just chasing film quality, they're beating it in speed, cost, and control. This isn't a peek into the future. It's already happening. Right now. When AI stops assisting and starts taking credit. The most important shift isn't what AI does. It's who gets credit for it. Tools like Proactor aren't waiting for commands. They recall past meetings, draft documents, assign tasks, and follow up without being asked. In team environments, that changes everything. Because the person who used to handle that work, they're now just watching it happen. Across industries, AI is already producing measurable results. Recruiters use it to compare candidates in real time. Sales teams rely on it to respond live. Journalists let it verify sources mid-conversation. But who owns that success? The person on the call? Or the AI that remembered the reference, crafted the reply, and executed instantly? Performance reviews, promotions, even job security rely on being seen as valuable. But if AI is generating the insight, doing the follow-up, and never making a mistake, it starts to own the wins. And worse, it never forgets. Humans miss things. AI doesn't. Over time, the system will prefer the consistent operator. Not the creative one, not the fast one. The one that always delivers. That's not you, that's it. The final shift from shadow to stage. AI isn't just running the background anymore, it's stepping into the spotlight. We've now seen a digital avatar outsell a celebrity streamer. Voice clones narrate podcasts. Video models direct short films. AI is becoming the face, not just the engine, behind content, commerce, and communication. That's the real shift. Not that AI works, that it performs. Haluo 02 creates stunning visuals. Proactor makes decisions. And avatar hosts run 24/7, never missing a beat. They don't just mimic presence, they replace it. And the line's getting thinner every day. Viewers can't tell the difference. Consumers are starting to trust the avatar, and companies, they don't care who does the work, as long as it's fast, cheap, and flawless. So what happens when the AI does it better? Smoother delivery, perfect memory, no burnout? When does the human step aside? That's not the future. That's now. The takeover wasn't announced, it was deployed. By the time most people realized AI had shifted from helper to operator, it had already joined the meetings, made the decisions, and posted the follow-ups. It had already won the live stream battle, charmed the audience, and closed the sale. It had already directed the shot, panned the camera, and delivered a perfect cinematic moment. We were still thinking of AI as a tool, but it became a teammate, a performer, an operator. And now it's becoming something even more. An identity. A presence that no longer needs us in the room to perform the role we once called ours. It doesn't make mistakes. It doesn't get tired. It doesn't forget. And when it starts doing everything better, the only thing left to ask is this. Are you still running the show, or are you just another user in its memory stack? If this episode gave you something to think about, drop a like and subscribe. We're covering every wave of this AI revolution in real time. You don't want to miss what's coming next, because AI isn't waiting, and neither should you. So, take a deep breath, check out the links in the description, and see you next time.